g, so he's taking a huge gamble. I think that your original move actually would have saved a rabbit. I think silver should actually take the time to gain additional material here, flip the rabbit from e2 into f3. The other option, I guess, is maybe can you use the elephant to push the horse down to d2 with the... Oh, no, that doesn't work either, does it? I was thinking if the elephant moved from e4 to d2, pushing the horse down, it freezes the horse and reestablishes a goal in one threat, but I don't know if that works, does it?
Well, I don't know, that looks super strong. Maybe gold could move his camel to d3 to freeze the silver e3 horse and preventing the silver elephant from having room to pull this e2 rabbit. So maybe if on 41s silver pushes into d2 with his elephant, then gold moves his camel to d3, and that doesn't look like well, silver can still think about pulling the e2 rabbit and trying to advance and maybe scoring a goal. The other way for gold would be to retreat his b3 cat to unfreeze the gold horse and moving the horse into e1. But the problem is that a silver rabbit would charge all the way to b2, and that would probably be way too strong for gold to be able to defend against both gold threats. So pushing into d2 is definitely an option for silver. Capturing the rabbit with the elephant is a second option, and it's also looking pretty good. I think gold would, if silver captures the rabbit on 41s, gold would move his elephant to g3 and his horse to e2 to stop the gold threat. Well, that would seem to stop the gold threat, so it's not easy. Maybe pushing into d2 is the best move for silver. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. If you saw a forced goal, I mean that seems pretty strong. But if there's no forced goal, I guess it's worthwhile to take the rabbit because taking that rabbit out just adds so much to this goal attack. I mean, both the e2 and g2 gold rabbits are key defenders, so taking out one of those two key defenders is huge. And even if the gold horse then replaces it at e2, I think it's a lot stronger for the silver elephant to occupy the e2 square than it is to currently occupy the d2 square. So, yeah, I like the idea of just capturing the rabbit here, but I'm not 100% sure. It's tough to say.
Yeah, that's very tough. I suppose the other option, if silver pushes into d2, well, no, that's no other option. Yeah, that's very tense. Frankly, it seems super strong to push into d2, but I don't know. Maybe the camel to d3 move would kind of stop things.
I was just going to suggest that move, and okay, there it is. So that's an interesting third option to use now the elephant to push away the elephant can both push away the horse and try and help the rabbit advance along the f-file. So that's a very interesting 41s there.
Whoa, that's a totally wild game. Wow. So probably gold has to move his horse into e2. So basically, silver is trying to push his way down towards the first line with his whole army, not even caring to capture anything, but just going, just giving it all up and just trying to score the goal. Intuitively, that, well, I don't know. I really don't know. So I think gold has to occupy the e2 square with the horse, and then follow with the d2 rabbit to at least get more pieces in the way. Probably silver could just push this horse all the way into d1 and then threaten goal on the next move, and that would actually look unstoppable. So it's still looking pretty good for silver. It's very hard for gold to blockade the way and prevent the silver elephant from reaching the e1 square. And once silver's elephant is on e1, then it will be able to push away the f1 rabbit and score in 4 steps. And the problem for gold is that the strong pieces, the camel and the elephant, cannot reach the f2 rabbit because there are too many silver pieces in the way. So
do you think this is forced goal on 2 now on 42s?
No, I don't think so, because he's following with the camel. So we are looking at 42s pushing into e1 with the elephant. But then gold could advance his own camel down into e2. Oh no, and pulling the f3 silver horse into e3, so that silver would not be able to reach f1 with 4 steps, because the f2 rabbit would be frozen. So that's not a forced goal in 2, but the question is, can silver... Whoa, so silver is doing something else, just pushing gold rabbits up, and that does seem stronger actually. Very, very nice move by Tuks, and I suppose that now on the next move he's going to envision pushing into e2 first, maybe, or maybe into e1. Well, I don't know. That's a wild goal attack. What is your take on that, Craig?
I don't know. I think that it's kind of forced now maybe to move a cat from b3 to d2, is it? And then the rabbit from a3 to b3. So now this introduces some other ideas. Silver could actually either focus on that attack with the f2 rabbit, or maybe even move the gold dog to b4 to threaten a new gold threat along the a file. I think I like that idea. The only problem is it takes 3 steps to get the silver dog to b4, and it would have been preferable to just use. Maybe he could use 2 steps with the dog. If he uses 2 steps with the dog to b5, and then 2 steps with the elephant to push a horse to e1, and then the idea there would be on the following move is a 4-step threat with the dog. But the other option is to use 3 steps with the dog, move it to b4 to create a second threat, or I guess silver would have to be worried slightly about the d4 gold rabbit scoring faster than his own rabbit slightly. So maybe that's not a good idea. And then the other option is to use the elephant to push into e1. But again, as you mentioned earlier, the camel can freeze that up. So I still think Fritzlein has a fight here.
Yeah, well, that's totally wild. I like this dog idea towards the b4 square. I mean, if Tuks has found a goal in 8, forced goal in 8 or something, with goal threats all over the place and finally scoring on a1 or something, that would be totally awesome. I'm not too worried about the d4 gold rabbit. I think it's going to be a little bit too slow, because it's going to be frozen in 2 places. If it's trying to reach the h8 square. So gold can capture things on f6. Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
But if the dog just flips the cat from d6 to f6, wouldn't you say that, okay, you're right, because silver would get the faster gold? Well, I don't know. It seems dangerous to me that the gold dog could flip the cat out of the way and open an almost forced goal. So it still seems dangerous for silver, but do you think silver still is winning? It's hard to calculate that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, gold can capture something on f6 and threaten a goal attack of his own. That's really maybe the wildest game I've ever seen. That's so crazy. Maybe Tuks would not have played it if he had realized originally in what he was heading into. Yeah, I don't know. Capturing the cat on move 44g, and then silver advances a rabbit into a3 on the next move. So gold would have to use the cat to move the cat to a2 to defend against the goal, and probably use the 4th step to establish a goal threat. And so now he's doing something else on move 44g, relocating the dog towards the b3 square. So if on move 44s, silver advances a rabbit into a3, then probably gold is going to defend with a dog in a2, and not the cat, to keep more pieces clogged up around e2. So wow, I don't know, can silver maybe just use 2 steps to push into e2 and 2 steps for something else maybe? Like maybe pushing into b3 and then maybe following with more rabbits. No, he's pushing into e1. So we are expecting this camel to e2 move on move 45g, pulling the f3 horse along the way into e3 to freeze the silver rabbit. Actually, my concern with that move is that silver might be able to unfreeze the f5 cat on the next move and advance the cat into f3 to then unfreeze the rabbit, the f2 rabbit. And I don't know whether gold would be able to stop that goal. What do you think, Greg?
Oh, that would be so incredible, because the d4 rabbit is just the only thing stopping it from scoring. If the silver cat on d6 moves to help the other cat reach f3, it's just that one dog on e7 that's preventing an immediate goal by gold. But on the other hand, silver would have under this scenario you described, silver would have a goal and 1 threat. So this is pretty crazy. I don't know who would be winning that. I think it's worthwhile for silver just it's gold's move now. So I think before we get too carried away with silver's moves, yeah, I think you're right that using 3 steps with the camel to move down to e2 and then pull the horse over to e3, that looks strong. I wonder if it's worthwhile, even though it looks kind of crazy, to move a rabbit from d4 to d5. From d4 to d5, just because if silver uses an entire turn to capture that rabbit, it gives gold more chances to defend. And then, for example, you could capture the dog at e7 and then use that free horse to then create new opportunities. It seems a little wild right now, but I think here on gold's 45th move, yeah, the camel move to e2 looks absolutely forced with the horse moving from f3 to e3.
Oh, I absolutely agree with this rabbit step. And so Fritzlein is actually doing it a different way, moving the cat into e2 and pulling the horse into e3. So that's the same spirit. But the problem is that he doesn't get this 4th step, and I think the 4th step to move the rabbit into d5, preventing silver from using his d6 cat to unfreeze the f4 cat. Oh well, no, that would not have been a goal in 1.
No, he actually did it right, because by leaving the camel on e4, he prevented the silver cat from unfreezing the other silver cat. So I think Fritz might have done this the right way here.
Okay, and so we have a move 45s, which I don't really understand. So it's just, I suppose gold will just move a horse into e1 again, and silver has not gained anything. Okay, I understand. Silver was not able to unfreeze this cat. Okay, very nice, very nice. Yeah, so actually it looks like gold might be managing to defend everything, although silver still has this 4-step move of advancing a rabbit to a3, and then maybe shifting with his elephant from e2 to b2 to try to score on the other side of the board. That's still an option, but I don't like this move 45s at all. It's giving gold more time to reorganize, and so gold needs only to use 1 step to move the horse into e1, and then maybe 3 steps to move the dog to b3. That would prevent any kind of gold threats along the a file, and I think that gold might be winning again. I don't know. Do you see a follow-up for silver, Greg?
No, I don't understand how silver's going to win. I think he might as well pop the a5 rabbit to a3 at some point, so he might as well do that